Hey, if you wanted to hear my buddy talk about what they're doing to absolutely see massive success in a very short period of time, you're listening to the right episode of the Loan Officer Leadership Podcast. I'm your host, Steve Kiles. We're powered by the Mortgage Marketing Animals, and you're in for a treat. My good friend Norm is on the podcast today. What is up, brother? How you doing?
Sir, it is good to see. It's good to see. I love when we get to catch up like this outside of the boot camps and Freedom Club events.
Man, I love it. Hey, so let me just tell our listeners, Norm and I have been friends now for a while, and he is a Freedom Club member, him and his business partner, John, and he has two other partners. They own a company called Empire Financial, which is a brokerage, which I absolutely love, man. You and I were at a boot camp. I mean, you hear us talk about these boot camps. We do them probably 4 a year. And Norm, you brought a bunch of your loan officers, man. We got to have dinner. Me, you, John, a couple of the coaches. I mean, it was just a great, great time. And I thought, man, I got to get Norm on the podcast to talk about what he's doing. Not only is he a Freedom Club member seeing massive success. So let me put this in perspective. And you're going to say, oh, I get it, Steve. This is why Norm's on the podcast. And then we're going to hear from Norm. He's going to tell us what they're doing. It's pretty remarkable. But just like for this next month, that like their pipeline, they're growing. They're 2 years old in what they've been doing. They've got a pipeline of 80 loans in the pipeline for just around $31 million. Remember, 2 years into building what they're building. And they are recruiting loan officers, and they continue to have a wave of loan officers that joined their organization, their brokerage, and they just hired their 90th loan officer. And so as those guys and girls continue to ramp up, I mean, the sky's the limit, man. You and I are both on a race to $1 billion. And brother, you are, it's funny because I'm going to high five you and you're going to high five me, and we're going to keep running. But I love hanging out with guys like you because you make me better. I'm in the mortgage banking world, and we're doing the same thing that you and John and your partners are doing. And when I see people like you having massive success, I'm like, brother, you're in the mortgage broker world. So some people want a broker, some people want a bank. Talk to us, man. It's good to have you.
Thanks, Steve. I definitely appreciate it. It is exciting. We have a ton of great stuff happening this year. As you were just talking about some of the numbers, like we grew. Like the second year is our growth. We built everything the first year. The first year was a building year. But once we figured out how to dial it all in properly and hit everything we were supposed to hit, we picked up 36 roughly loan officers. The first quarter, we're right at 30 loan officers new. This second quarter that we're finishing right now, like this year has just been outstanding on what we're doing. And you're right. There is a difference between the banker world, the broker world. And everybody can. There's so much business to go around, but there's just a couple different things that we look at and we focus on. I'd like to say when people say like, "Well, how did it all start? What did you like? How did you get here?" We set out with the vision of creating a mortgage company model that would provide and create the ultimate loan officer lifestyle. And then we're like, "Well, what does that mean?" It just sounds really like. But there is a formula for it. And we dialed into, we wrote down everything, every aspect of a loan, every process, every department. And we said, well, how does that look? And then the next column over was, how does it get better? What can we do to improve it? And then that column there is what we use to make Empire. And now when people see it, they see everything we got dialed into as far as the four main ones, which we always look at, because it boils down to support, control, technology, and compensation. And there's little subpart in each of those, but those four things there, we have it on point. And it's been amazing to see the growth that we have. And it welcomes every level of any loan officer that is a entrepreneurial spirited loan officer, you know, that has that mindset that they want to succeed and they just need the support. We're there for them. We're there for them for sure.
Hey, tell me about your Freedom Club journey, even as, you know, because you guys are Freedom Club members. And so your coach has been helping you. I mean, like talk a little bit about that, man. How'd you get to Freedom Club and what?
Absolutely. We knew from the start that we were going to, I'd say we just celebrated 2 years in May. We signed on with Freedom Club within the first 6 months, not even. Now we've got multiple people in Freedom Club. We have multiple people still with MMA. We know our growth
Yeah.
has been due to not only what we're doing, but the support we get from you guys. Like
Yeah.
when people say, and I this isn't even a pitch for you, but you guys, but I'm just saying, like when you
I
guys
didn't,
say,
hey, and I
don't,
didn't pay you for any of this. I'm just,
no,
I think
I
it's
got it. But when
important. I'm like, no, yeah,
yeah, but
just,
when somebody says, don't be scared to write the small checks to cash the big checks, I
yeah,
am telling you, Freedom
yeah,
Club and MMA, that's the small check because
yeah,
they have helped us explode. So every time we come up to the next hurdle of
yeah,
how are we going to get past this, somebody in Freedom Club has already done it. They have an answer.
yeah,
So our coach, Coach Rick, who we think's amazing, we love Coach Rick. He's been so helpful. We give him an idea of what we're shooting for, what we're working on that week. He comes back to us during our meeting. Hey, this is what we found out that's working in the area. And again, 2 years in, seeing well over 100 people total employed. We have processors, loan partners, VAs, BDRs, like just everybody. Everything's dialed in the
yeah.
business, and in such a short amount of time. And it's absolutely been amazing on what we see. So
Hey, and what do you,
I
well,
thank
like,
you
I
guys.
know
I love
you,
it.
well, you've even like, I'm thinking about Mara Lee. Mara Lee's actually going to be speaking at the Asheville Freedom Club event on how she went from 0 to double digits in like 4 months as far as loan volume. And it was funny. I got to spend some time with her here at the boot camp, and she's like, "Man, making a change to Empire has transformed her business." And again, you've got people who say, "I want to be a part of the broker world." And Norm, there's two big differences. Like whenever I think about, hey, what's the difference between a mortgage bank and a broker? Because I hear it all the time. Mortgage banks tend to allow you to run faster. You make a smaller piece, but you run a little faster because you're not building the infrastructure. And what I think is remarkable about what y'all have done on the broker side is you've actually built the infrastructure, and you're giving people
Absolutely.
like Mara Lead, who want the ability to still be in the broker world, the ability to not have to do HR and to do the admin and do all of the compliance and the signing up and all the stuff that takes you away from the money making activity. So talk about that. Somebody says, "Hey, I'm interested more."
Oh,
Like,
sure.
tell me what are some of the things, like, and this is even for our branch managers. The reason why I love hanging out with you is because we really are on a race to a billion. Like, that's no joke. And
I
you and
do
I
want
are
to win.
constant, man. I'm like, dude, send me that PowerPoint, would you? Because I was literally looking at it a few minutes ago, and I'm like, okay, what'd you do there? And then you're asking questions, and it's like this sharpening of iron, and we're just so much better, because of the conversations. I'm constantly learning, and vice versa. I mean, it's a great relationship. So
No, I love it. We do get people that come in and they're asking us they're asking us questions as far as like, hey, I'm thinking about opening my own
yeah,
broker shop. I'm thinking about, this is, I wanted to see what you guys use for these systems, whatnot. And once they see that we've dialed in, like loan officers are great at selling. They are great at referral networking, but you slow down if you have to start thinking about surety bonds, state licenses, HR compliance, payroll. Like we have everything that we've built in
yeah,
house. We've even opened basically a franchise model that people they just dial in and they're up and running to be Kyle's Lending powered by Empire Financial. It's absolutely amazing what we have there. But the infrastructure that we put together
hmm,
was built first. We knew the first year was going to be difficult because we wanted to get everything ironed out. Because when we get people like Marilee come over that
hmm,
want to take the keys for our race car that we just built, she's just going to take off on it. And it's
yeah,
absolutely amazing to see her go. We stole a line from her because we love Marilee. I think she's amazing. She was talking to somebody and she finished up with, when they were coming over and they just signed on with us, and she goes, "Welcome home." And I'm like,
mm,
man, I like
yeah,
that. I like that a lot. Because she said that's how it feels. There's so
yeah,
much support and the culture we have at the office and what we're doing throughout. It's across the country. I mean, we're on a podcast you guys can't see, but we keep filling this map behind me of the states. We're at 23 states right now.
yeah.
That we're just
Continue
every
to
month
grow.
we're picking a couple more up, and it's been absolutely fantastic. And we're doing group share ideas, like having meetings for like the sales managers, and so everybody's sharpening everybody, just
Yeah,
as you and I go over some stuff. But then we get branches in Texas and Carolinas, to talk, and they're helping each other out. Like, it's just been a great way to expand and grow and develop what we're doing.
I love it. Hey, well, listen, if I'm a branch manager, because I want you to talk to two different people. There are branch managers that we know are looking to hire and recruit loan officers. And at the pace you're currently hiring is phenomenal. And
Thank you.
so what would you say to branch managers, man? Hey, here's the 2 or 3 things we're doing with great success that may help you. So talk to that real quick. You know, you got a branch manager who's probably now producing at some level, and that they
Oh, yeah.
really have a vision to grow their branch and to grow their recruiting and bring people onto what they're doing. What are you guys doing? How are you attracting so many people? What would you say to a branch manager?
Okay, there's one step right before that. Which I would initially start with is hire ahead. Make sure you have the support. Last thing you want to do is say, "Oh my gosh, come over. We're absolutely amazing. We're so good at this, 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 this." They come on and then they realize my files aren't moving very fast. So where's my loan partner? Where's my processor? Where is that? So you have to hire ahead. That is one of the write the small check for the big checks. You've got to have the staff for the support. But once you start doing that, where are you going to find these people? What are you going to do? We've reached out, just like you can do a qualified realtor list. We've done qualified LO list, and you can connect with them. You can do Facebook ads. We actually have some VAs that are scheduling appointments. And what we've done is we do a weekly presentation that allows people to come on and see what systems are we using, how are we different, what makes Empire special. Like we really are, like, I like to say, and I promise I'm not bragging, but like, we're like the next level. The tech that we use it's made everything so simplified. We've designed some of our own technology just to make the processes and the flow of your loan smoother for not just you, but the client, the referral partner, your loan partner, your process. Everybody has great communication with what we're doing. So if your systems are make sure your systems are right. So I want to say make sure they're on point, but you've got to have good systems so people can come on and get selling. They can't spend 2-3 hours trying to get the loan uploaded. They need to get back out and keep working their referral partners, get the new one. So who are they going to lean on as their support? Do you have somebody to, when they come on, do they get support right away, or do they have to meet certain requirement limits? Like, you really want to dive into. I would say my advice, because I know what we did, my advice I give everybody is look at those 4 topics. You look at your support.
Hey, that's what I was just about to say. You have that dialed in more, and it's the support, control, tech, and comp.
Yep.
And you begin to dial in those 4 pain points of what most loan officers are desperately seeking. And you give them a clear path of how to not just slowly ramp up, but literally plug and play, which is what you guys are doing at Empire for the broker side, which is so remarkable.
Yeah, no matter what level they're on. Like, so if they're newer to it, if they're bringing on junior loan officers with them, if they're just a high producer, 30, 40, $50 million, like, no matter what level, the same pain points are there. They're just a different size of a pain point. And that's what we've dialed in for.
Dude, I love it. Okay, so let's talk to loan officers. Man, what is your encouragement for them? Like, what are some of the things that you're doing to help loan officers, or what are you seeing move the needle the most for a Marilee to come in and literally go from 0 to double digits? I mean, what is it? 11, 12, 13 loans in 4 or 5 months.
She's doing
but
amazing.
That's pretty remarkable, because see, what you've done is, like, we keep talking about, there's 2 things, and Norm, that's why we got to have you on. The marketing animals, we have great structure, but we really focus on sales. Sales is what happens to make the phone ring. Now, what happens once the phone rings is sales fulfillment. And what you rarely find on the broker side is the infrastructure for a plug and play so somebody can hit the ground running. Like, you even have virtual assistants already ready. You got a BDR. Like, you've literally built a lot of the structure that we talk about, and you've created it for the broker world. So talk about that.
Sure, absolutely. My the VA, we realized
on
a
demand,
lot of the loan officers,
it's pretty cool.
We realized a lot of the loan officers weren't ready to get a VA for themselves. So we realized the benefit of having a VA on demand program. So what it allowed us to do was we have our own internal VAs that you a la carte what you need help with. So the lower loan officers, when they close something, they might schedule some hours for VA to do some extra work for them. They can build lists for them. They can do calls. We do live transfers. And I tell you what, loan officers, if you're using VAs, I'm going to give you a win right here. Schedule them to do live transfers for you. So then say, hey, I want you to do the realtor calls, on top of mine. I'm available from 1 to 3 or whatever time that you're going to slot to do it, and let them live transfer. Instead of saying, I'd like to set an appointment, let them live transfer you over. And we've seen such a big uptick in actually connecting with the realtors and improving the coffee appointment meetings, because it goes straight from, I'm calling for Steve. We still open to get just a few minutes with you. Can I transfer you to his office? And then it's a live transfer, and that right there dials in, and you can still work on your stuff while they're trying to get your next phone call on the line to transfer it over. So the VAs doing the live transfers is a big win. Everything's a la carte. They build our list for our qualified realtors. They can do data mining for you. Like, it's just amazing what they are offering to do for these guys to help them grow their pipeline.
Yeah. And Norm, it's little things like that, whether it's VAs on demand, you've got a BDR program, which our good friend, we love her to death, is helping you guys with, which has been exceptional. But what I think people forget is the loan officers that join you don't have to research, hire, train, recruit, retain, hold accountable. Like, when sitting in the seat we sit in now, you realize the hours that takes,
the pain.
Oh my gosh. And if you gotta, like, look, last month, it's so great when you got a team, because it's like, hey, that's a problem. You take care of it. You go get it. And that's what they're doing, is linking arms with you in the broker world, which is, brother, it's unheard of to have the plug and play process that fully embraces the mortgage marketing animal's way. Man, that's what I love about you being a Freedom Club member, is you guys have literally taken everything that you've got. And I'm just saying, what is applicable, you've implemented in a broker model that you're making a big impact in this industry, man. It's big.
Yeah, we wanted to grab the best of we said, what would make everything better? That was the column that we focused on it. Yeah. And I'm telling you, what we get from MMA and Freedom Club, hands down, best stuff out there to use for developing your team and your growth and the whole operations. We have, as you said, we have a BDR coach who will actually hire, train, and then continually coach the BDR. We have people set up for your CRM that will run your Bonzo account or the CRM programs to do. Like, we've grabbed the best of everybody across the country, in my eyes, and we are just linking arms, as you said, with them, and it's really making an amazing growth. Like, we are just it's been unreal this past year. I'm very excited when I talk about it, because I see how the team is when they're talking, when we're getting together and we're talking, we're seeing everybody grow, everybody's sharing ideas. So everybody just gets better and better.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, well, listen, if somebody's listening today and they say, I want to know a little bit more about what you guys are doing, where would they go? Like, how could they schedule a call with you or somebody on the team, or learn more about what you guys are doing at Empire Financial?
Sure. So we actually have a site. You can just go to Join Our Empire, and it's the name MPIRE. So joinourempire.com. There's a button right on top. You can click for schedule a meeting. Even if you're not interested in, I promise, even if you're not interested in like Empire, but you guys want to hear about how MMA and Freedom Club have absolutely helped us accelerate our growth, I am happy to tell you, like, it's the best investment we've ever done. Is with you guys, and it's been fun. I get to meet a lot of great people. I can't tell you how many times I've shared ideas and people have given me what they've worked on through it. So I mean, it's just been on fire. And but I'm happy to do that. But they can go to joinourempire.com and schedule a time to meet.
Hey, and do this. And again, I just love it. I love your friendship. I'm honored to be on the same journey with you. I think people need to know what you're doing. You're doing great things. And for other broker owners and other branch managers, Listen, what I love about this industry is we're in a blue ocean, man. It is not about me and mine. It's about ours and we. And when we get to cross pollinate and say, man, what are you doing over there, Norm? What are you doing, John? And, I think about my dear friend, Robert Filial, and
Yep.
I can go down the whole list of competing quote unquote branch man. Like you and I, we don't work together. Like in the fact you've got your own brokerage. I'm running a branch that's a mortgage banker branch. But you know what? I don't care because we're not competition. You and I are sharpening each other because I've learned so much. And that's where I just think the fun of collaboration. I heard a friend of mine say this one time: life moves at the speed of relationships. And when you're flying with eagles, you begin to see from a different perspective. And so, hey, do this for me. Run through the 4 points. I know we only have 6 minutes left, but do this for me. I'm going to say it. Give me the 2 or 3 things you're doing different in each one and how to have somebody understand the value. Support. How do you do
Support. So that means not just back office. Like, is it going to be hard for them to ask questions about payroll? How fast does payroll get done? Is there somebody to talk to for HR compliance? Support also leans to when you come on board, you dial right into a loan partner, any processor. So you come right into a team so that you can just build your relationships, get contracts come in, and your team's going to be there to support you the whole way through. So everybody gets that from the start. So it makes it to where they do have the support. We have training, a robust library of information we've been putting together. We have a virtual office. So talk about support. I know I didn't mention this to you. Our virtual office is literally, there's floors, and there's AE floor, there's the loan officers floors, there's
it's pretty cool.
So it's like, even though we're across the country,
yeah,
you literally just knock on their door and you walk in like you're talking to them. So you're in the same building. So as far as support goes, nobody's using it that we've seen before, and it's been very, very cool.
Control. Talk to me about control.
Sure. Control, I would say the easiest thing would be that separates us. You're in control of your data. Like a lot of people, when they work somewhere, they don't have control of their data, especially if they were to leave somewhere. That's yours. You guys built the relationship. You guys have done it for years. It's yours. We never think that we deserve any part of the data. So you got control. You get control in your branding. If you want to, as I said, if you would rather go as Steve Kyle's Lending powered by Empire Financial, you have control on that. You have control of your CRM. You have control of your team. We've got people to plug you in with. If it's not a fit, we want it to be a great fit. So we're going to move somebody else in that spot. So you have control of your team, and then in control of your which lenders you're using and pricing.
I love it. And then how about tech? Talk to me about tech, and then we'll do comp real quick.
Tech's got to be ease. It's got to be easy to use. So what we did was we went out and we found out what is the best system, what's integrated. Everything that we do, it's through the cloud. So it looks the same through its on your cell phone, laptop, desktop, whatever you're using. It talks to each other. It integrates with the CRM. We created what's called Empower. Everything's out of M-Byte. So it's our all-in-one software that we made. It has all departments in it, all our lenders in it. It's the data is meta tagged where you can look up who's the best one for this type of loan. And it's just amazing. Everything you do can be run off of our Arrive system and our Empower, and it's your entire operation. So
love it. Hey, last one's comp. Talk to me about comp. What sets you apart? You get to set your comp, I guess, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know we don't talk a bunch of bips on there because it is different for everybody. So but what I do like to say is we're part of the Freedom Club. We have talked with dozens and dozens of branches, and we know we are on the top tier of the split. So comp is very favorable. It is production based. We like to talk to see where everybody's at because some people need more support than others.
Yeah.
But you're able to. Our BDRs are tagged on. You can bring on. You can bring junior LOs. You get to decide, on some of the comp levels that they're there. So, and the support, they're paid for through the loan. They're not paid for through comp.
I love it, man.
On a lot of the apps.
Hey, and so if you want to talk to Norm, join our M as in Mary, MPIRE, joinourempire.com. Hey, and just put in there, you heard it on the podcast. Would love for him to know that you guys heard about what he's doing on LOL, Loan Officer Leadership Podcast. So, Norm, brother, I am so delighted to have you here. Thank you for taking time to share.
Absolutely.
Man, I count you as a brother. I got to tell you, I know you sent me some stuff the other day. Just we were talking and collaborating on what you're doing to recruit and what I'm doing to bring people on into my branch and here at the company I'm at. And man, I tell you, you make me better. And I would challenge you, if you're out there, you need some relationships. We'd love for you to consider joining the Freedom Club. If you want to know more about what we're doing with our Freedom Club, I know we've got an event we'll both be at here in Asheville just in a couple of weeks where hundreds of us are masterminding on how to get better. Go to freedomplanningcall.com, freedomplanningcall.com. We'd love to talk to you myself. Somebody on the team will talk to you about what we're doing and how you can join literally just this empire. A whole nation of people that are masterminding from all different walks, man. It's so I love that we're not competitors, we're collaborators in the same space, making each other better. And so, Norm, thank you for being here, my man.
Man, thank you, Steve.
Excited. You guys are doing remarkable things, man. I love Empire, love what you're doing, and excited to be on the journey. Hey, guys, remember this: anything worth doing is worth doing badly. Just get started.
Started.
See ya.